Hi, I'm Karina, and today we're taking a look at SilkEssence by UniWigs. SilkEssence is one of their newer toppers. This is, once again, a beautiful topper, but what I love about her, and I'll show you this in detail, is this silk top. So it has that ultra realistic looking scalp, and yet it is not super thick. It lays very flat, very similar to the upgraded Courtney topper. And let's talk about this in detail. So this is a 5 by 7 inch base, and it comes with only 3 pre-installed pressure clips. However, it also has this really lovely silicone kind of on the edging. Doesn't have it up here in front, but all the way around here, it has a nice silicone. And what I like about the silicone is that it kind of grips to your scalp or your hair without adding any extra tension or pulling. So I really, really love when they add a little bit of silicone to a topper. I just think it helps with the overall security and feel of the topper on your head. It does not have a front clip. If you like those front clips, you can always add one. They typically, when I receive a topper from them, they usually add a few extra pressure clips in the box, but they're fairly inexpensive to purchase on Amazon. So once again, 3 pre-installed pressure clips and the silicone on this 5 by 7 inch base. The other thing I want to note about the base before we put her on is that it is fully hand tied, which again, I absolutely love because this adds a lot more natural lift to your topper and gives the hair a really beautiful movement and makes it look very, very realistic, very realistic. So yes, I love the lift on this. I love the movement on this. I kind of wish this were closer to my color because I think this would be probably my new go-to topper. I do also really love, like I said, that scalp look. I did go ahead already and add just a little bit of foundation powder right in front right here, because if you look super close, you can kind of see those knots right here in the top part where where it has that closed kind of sewn area right around here. So you do notice a few little knots if you look very, very closely, but otherwise that looks very realistic, and it's still lightweight and breathable. So this is a really great option if you're kind of torn between a mono top and a silk top topper. This would be my recommendation for you because it still gives you that natural looking scalp while adding breathability and very lightweight. And again, it's all hand tied, so it gives that natural lift and movement. So let's go ahead and put her on together. I did already move the part line. I typically always move the part line on my toppers, like as soon as I get them, just because I think it's the first thing you can do to make your topper look more realistic. So this one I'm gonna set slightly behind my part line. Again, this is not the right color for me, so it's gonna not blend perfectly, but it'll give you the gist of it. Like I said before, I really haven't done much to this topper. All I've done so far is move that part line just a little bit, make it look slightly imperfect. And I kind of wet it all the way around just with a spray bottle to kind of help relax the hair because it had some initial box hair. So it's air dried, and I moved the part ever so slightly. So I'm going to brush my bio hair up and through the topper, and this is just how I like to blend my topper with my bio hair. I think it helps to incorporate it and make it look like it's all supposed to go together. And I'll show you that transition. So it's not terrible, even though my hair color is a little bit darker and ashier, it's not even a terrible transition. I haven't done anything to it, so that's great. So this topper is 130% density. So it's a really great density. It's one of my favorite densities overall. Sometimes for me, I find 110% to be just a little bit too sparse. I need a little bit more coverage in the back. This one still provides a decent amount of coverage, and I'll show you the back. So 16 inches, 130% density, and I'll show you what she looks like in the back. So I always do try to give you a good look at the back because I think that's where it can go wrong or right for a lot of people when you're looking at the back of your hair and how the topper blends with the back of your hair. Some of us need a little bit more coverage. I tend to be one of those people. I need a little bit more coverage because I don't have a ton of hair back there. Whereas if you have just like alopecia spots, then you might not need all the coverage in the back, and a smaller base like the 5x7 with a lower density might work for you. So this is pretty good for me. I might need a little bit more coverage than this, but this is a really good option. So in this particular topper, they do have a few different colors. In the blondes, you're looking at a very, very platinum blonde. This is the 801R. I think I would probably tend to be more of an 802R, but I don't have that one to show you them side by side. I can try and get a hold of one, and so that I can show you what the 802 looks like next to the 801. But this, just for reference, is a little bit on the warmer side, and I'll get nice and close so you can see that color. So the base of this topper is a little bit warmer. But the blonde is really beautiful, the highlighting is beautiful, the color is beautiful, I love everything about it. It just doesn't quite fit perfectly with my bio hair. Although I love the way that this looks already because it kind of has a more relaxed, naturally dried look to it, I'm gonna add a little bit of curls so that you can see what it looks like curled, especially when my bio hair and the topper hair are curled together. This is one way that you can definitely improve the blend and look of your topper is by curling your bio hair with the topper hair. It doesn't have to be something you do every single time. Sometimes I just add a little bit of curl to a few pieces of the hair after I've blended it and put it on my head. And then that way it kind of just helps give it a more cohesive all over look. So I just went through and added a few light curls just to give her a little bit of dimension, a little bit of curl. I love this topper. Now I really want to get her in my color because she's really beautiful and so lightweight and so realistic looking. So again, to help with that blend, once again, the color would be really, really important. But the second thing that I would also do is add a little bit of hair building fibers right here in that transition. And I even put a little bit right on top of the transition line of the actual topper. And so what that does is it kind of creates a darker spot in front so that as you're blending it, that transition line between your bio hair and the topper hair and your scalp, all of that blends all together because you're using a little bit of hair fibers. UniWigs did just launch some brand new hair fibers, so I'm excited to give those a try, and I will review those shortly for you after I've used them for a little bit. But I swear by my hair building fibers. I think they make all the difference in the world when you are transitioning your bio hair to the topper hair. So all of UniWigs human hair toppers are made with Remy human hair. This particular topper is made with Chinese hair. Some people do not like the Burmese hair that a lot of their toppers are made from because they tend to dry a little bit on the curly or the wavy side. This is Chinese hair, so if you're wanting to stay away from the Burmese hair, then this would be probably a really good option for you. Personally, I like the Burmese hair. I like the texture. I like the natural curl to it. But again, it's not for everybody, so this is a great option if you're looking to stay away from the Burmese hair and you want to go towards the Chinese hair. If you have any other questions about this topper or any other of the UniWigs toppers that I've tried, please comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you, and subscribe for more wig and topper tips and content.